I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain.com, and this is my review and installation of the MORryde heavy-duty spare tire carrier fitting all 2007 to 2017 JKs. Today we're going to talk about some of the features of this tire carrier kit and talk you through the installation. There are a few different problems that come up when you try to run a large heavy spare tire on the factory spare tire location. The first of those problems is that your tailgate hinges can start to wear out, causing the tailgate to sag. The second problem is that the tailgate itself can start to come apart at the welds, causing a lot of rattling and a lot of other noises. And finally, you can have issues with the spare tire mount on your factory tailgate starting to fatigue and break, especially if you don't keep that new, heavy, larger spare tire from moving around. So those are three issues that can occur. MORryde has three separate parts that will all fix one of those three different issues. This part that we have here is the tire carrier that can be used in conjunction with MORryde's tailgate reinforcement kit and heavy-duty tailgate hinges, or it can be used as a standalone product. If you're using this on its own, it'll mount onto the factory tailgate, so you'll still have the issues of a weak tailgate that can come apart at the welds and weak hinges. However, it will allow you to physically fit a larger spare tire in the factory location with this aftermarket mount without having an issue with the tire hitting the bumper. You can run up to a 40-inch tire on this spare tire mount in the factory location on the factory tailgate without having any clearance issues. But that's not to say that's a good idea. I would recommend, if you're running a tire that large or really anything over the stock size and weight, that you do either purchase the tailgate reinforcement kit and the heavy duty hinges, or go with a full tub mounted tire carrier or bumper mounted tire carrier to support the additional weight and size of a large spare. All of that being said, if you're just looking for a mount to be able to mount a larger tire on and be able to have the clearance you need to have that larger tire in the factory location, this is going to be an option for you. So as far as construction goes, this is made of a mild steel material. It's covered in a textured black powder coat, and really it's a fairly simple design. As I mentioned, it works for up to a 37-inch tire on the first adjustment and a 40-inch tire on the second. And that adjustment is really two sets of holes, one that's slightly higher than the other. You're not going to have a lot of up and down adjustability like you would with a full tub mounted tire carrier or with a lot of the top and bumper mounted tire carriers. If you're looking for additional adjustment up, down, and also in and out, I would recommend taking a look at the TerraFlex tub mounted tire carrier or the Barricade Extreme HD bumper mounted tire carrier. Both of those will have in, out, and up, down adjustability. Now the in and out adjustability is nice because, again, you have a lot of weight hanging off the back of the Jeep in a large heavy spare, and you want it to be tight up against whatever tire carrier you have. Otherwise you're going to have that tire torquing around as you hit bumps on the road at low speed and at high speed, and that can eventually fatigue the metal and cause some issues. So with that adjustability, you get to keep everything nice and tight. The up and down adjustability is nice because if I'm running a larger 33 or a 35-inch tire, I want to be able to keep that as low as possible on my carrier and have maximum visibility at the back of the Jeep. This, however, doesn't give me enough adjustability to tuck, say, a 33-inch tire nice and low, as tight up against the bumper as I can get it, giving me maximum visibility. This does have a lot of adjustability in the third brake light mount that comes with it. So no matter what size tire you're running, all the way up to the max on this carrier of a 40-inch, you are going to be able to adjust the third brake light mount so that you can see it over top of that 40-inch tire. I do like this third brake light mount. It takes the factory third brake light out of its housing, allows you to put it on this adjustable mount, so you're not going out to purchase a separate third brake light. This will keep you legal and keep you safe without the need to purchase any additional components. Getting this mounted up on the Jeep is going to be a very simple process. The first step is to remove your factory tire carrier from the back of the Jeep by removing the 8 bolts that hold it onto the tailgate. You'll also have to pop a trim piece loose on the inside of the tailgate to get to a plug to allow you to unplug your third brake light. From there you can detach the third brake light from the factory spare tire mount and put it in your new adjustable mount. You'll then use the factory hardware to attach your new tire carrier onto the tailgate in those factory locations, so no drilling is necessary. Again, if you're running up to a 37-inch tire, you can use these upper holes, and if you're running a 40-inch or larger, you'll use the bottom holes to move the tire carrier up as high as possible and give you a little bit of extra clearance. Once you have this bolted on, you can bolt your third brake light in its new adjustable mount onto your new carrier, plug it back in and replace that trim piece, and then it's just a matter of putting your new, larger spare tire onto your spare tire carrier. This whole installation shouldn't take you more than an hour, and you won't need any specialty tools to get the job done, just some hand tools. When you consider the price of this tire carrier at right around $150, it may not seem like a bad deal right off the bat. However, it's important to remember that this doesn't solve all the problems of having a big, heavy spare mounted in the factory location. As I mentioned before, if I was going to run this for any extended period of time with even a 33-inch tire, let alone a 35, 37 or bigger, I would be running this with MORryde's heavy-duty hinge kit and also tailgate reinforcement kit. And by the time you buy all three of those parts, you're going to be right around the same cost as a full tub-mounted tire carrier. And as I mentioned before, the one from TerraFlex has some built-in adjustability that this doesn't have that I really like. So if you want to be able to piece something together, buy a couple of parts now, a couple down the line, spread out the cost, having this modular kit isn't a bad idea. However, I wouldn't look at this and say, this is significantly cheaper than another model on the market, I'm just gonna buy this, because this is not going to be everything you need to support running a large, heavy spare. So if you're looking for a modular kit to put together in order to run a large, heavy spare tire on your tailgate without causing damage to the tailgate, this is going to be part of that modular kit. However, if you're looking for a one-stop shop that's going to have everything you need from the hinges all the way through the carrier, then I would recommend looking at one of those other options on the market. So that's my review of the MORryde heavy-duty spare tire carrier fitting all 2007 to 2017 JKs that you can find right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.